Hi, welcome to Root Access, the show for startups on Google Developers Live. I'm Martin Omander and I'm joined by Dawn Dodge, Googler and longtime investor and startup evangelist. Today we're going to talk about getting funded. So Dawn, I hear a lot of startups asking me, what should a good pitch to investors contain?
Several things. The first thing that investors are interested in is the team that's going to build it. So they want to know about you, where you came from, what experience you have, and sort of what domain experience you have to make this company successful. So they want to know about you, and they want to know about your co-founders. Co-founder is important. Very, very, very few companies get funded with a single founder. So they want to know, what is the team, you and your co-founders. Also advisors. So do you have advisors with domain experience in this industry who can give you good advice, who have been successful at this before and are willing to help you? So team and advisors, number one. Product, number two. So what is it you're building? Who is the user? Who is the customer? How will they use it? So some use cases about how a customer or user will use your product. What problem does it solve, or what does it make easier to do? The third thing is the revenue model. So you don't need to have revenue and you don't need to have all of the answers, but you at least need to have thought about, what are the revenue models I could employ here? How would they work? Who would pay? How much would they pay? How does that compare to some competitors? Which leads to the fourth thing, competition. What does the market look like? How big is the market? How big could it be? Who are the competitors? What are their weaknesses? What are you doing better? The fifth thing is the milestones that you'll achieve. So you tell them, I need $1 million and it will last me 12 to 18 months, and in this time frame I'll accomplish these milestones. And there should be 2 or 3 milestones, interim milestones, so that they can measure the success. So those are the basic components of a pitch. You can put other things in, but those are the sort of 5 things that investors are interested in.
I see. So team including advisors, product including use cases, revenue model, market and competitors, demo, how much money you're asking for, and milestones.
That's right.
You could hit. Yeah, I think it's a good point, especially around use cases. I sometimes hear about we're going to simplify X, and then it's kind of hard to understand what the startup is really doing.
Yes, so it's important for investors to understand what is it that you're doing, because they don't live this every day. So you're passionate about your idea, but they don't live this every day, so they don't know what the use cases are or what the problems might be that you're solving. So use cases help explain that in a way that everyone can understand.
All right. I think in the book called Made to Stick about presentations, they call it the curse of knowledge. You are the expert. You know far more than the others in the room, and that means you assume that you think they know as much, and then you don't tell them enough.
Or that they care as much, and they don't.
Yes, and they don't.
So passion is important in a pitch. It's more than words on paper. It's investors are looking in your eye and seeing if you have passion about this idea. Not only that you understand it and that you have experience, but that you have passion about making this happen. So,
right,
component.
Because then even if your first idea doesn't completely work out, you can reuse some of what you've done and pivot a little bit and keep going with the same team and same passion and do something similar.
Exactly. That's why investors say they invest in teams, because they know that the idea will pivot and change slightly as you go along and learn more. But it's important that the team be strong and passionate and listen to ideas and advice.
And maybe it's easier to judge passion than to judge particular ideas as well.
It is for investors, yes.
For investors, right. Okay, so I hear a lot of startup founders for very early startups saying that, I need to polish it a little better, my product. I don't want to release it, get in the hands of users, give them a poor experience. I want it to be just right before I release it. When should a startup get off their butts and get their app out there?
As soon as possible. Remember, software is never done. You're always improving software. So Google is 14 years old and we're improving the software every day. So Don't think that you need to continuously polish it before you give it to users or customers. You've heard the MVP, minimum viable product. What that means is, as soon as you have something that's demonstrable of the idea, it doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles and work, but get it into the hands of some beta customers, some beta users, so that you can get feedback. That feedback will guide your priorities and how you develop the product going forward. It's never done, and you might never be totally satisfied with it, but get it out there and start getting feedback. It's okay that your first 50 users or 100 users don't get the optimal experience. You're going to have thousands or tens of thousands of users. So learn from those initial users, get the feedback as quickly as you can.
Launch early, launch often, is that it?
Exactly.
All right, very good. Thank you, Don. That's all for today. Please leave your comments and questions under this YouTube video and we'll get back to them in future episodes. Thanks for joining us and see you at the same time next week. Bye.